Hey guys, it's Savannah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you a bit about the Fanboy Expo that I went to in Knoxville on Friday and just tell you a bit about how my bag held up and the changes I'm going to make to it for the convention in Chattanooga next month. Okay, but first things first, enjoy these clips that I took of the convention. Okay, so first of all, the convention was very cool. Cole and I had a lot of fun. We saw a lot of interesting cosplay and people and saw a lot of really cool booths. I did end up getting a couple things there. I got this issue of Nightwing Secret Files and Origins. It is #1. I've not seen this before, and I collect some of the Batman and the Heroes of Gotham comics, And I do have several Nightwing, but I have not seen this one before, so I grabbed it because it was cool. And Nightwing is one of my favorite Gotham heroes, so I also got this book from an author who was there. It is called Winds of Chaos, a Chronicles of Asgard, Book 1. The author is Laura Brewer, and this one is more of the mythological side of fiction. It has some of the Norse mythos in it, but she also has a space opera series that I told my dad about because he's a big Star Wars and Star Trek fan. So if you're interested in fantasy, mythology, or space operas, you should go to her website and check her out. I will link her website below. Cole got a couple of swords from a sword vendor. One of them is Excalibur from the Fate franchise. If you know what Fate is, if you know what it is. If you don't, Fate is an anime that uses magic in the modern day and stuff, and heroic spirits are summoned for a battle, and I won't spoil it any more than that, but you should definitely check it out. It's really good. The other is the Blue Rose Sword from Sword Art Online, I believe. I don't know for sure, I've not seen that one, but he has 2 other swords from that, and so this one finishes that collection for him. But he also got a flask that is engraved that says Optimus Prime's Energon goodies or something like that. But it was really cute, and so he had to get that one just for the branding of it. I didn't get anything from this vendor, but I did stop and say hi, and we talked a little bit and followed each other on Instagram and TikTok. But I met Jesie, who has JRCreations. She is a crochet creator, so of course I had to stop and say hi and talk to her. She was super nice, really talented, very, very cute Amy Yurumi, and she really liked my bag. So, I mean, we both are always interested in finding more friends in the community, so I will link her Instagram and TikToks below as well, so you guys should definitely go check out Jesie. And of course, met Peter Cullen, got a picture with him. I will put that picture up here, and got my Funko Pop signed. So there's my Funko. It was so sweet because when we got to the signing and got up there, Cole had brought one of his Optimus Funkos. I brought my Eeyore, and he was just really excited to see an Eeyore to sign, and he even did the Eeyore voice, which was just really special. Really loved it. But we did feel a little bit bad for all the other people who were there doing signings and stuff, because their lines were really short compared to Peter Cullen's, because his was snaking around the area 2 or 3 times. And they had to soft cap at one point to let him take a break. And then 20 minutes before he was even back at the table, it was snaking again. But it was still just a really cool thing. One thing I was not expecting was to be basically the same height as him. I'm 5'2", so standing next to Peter Cullen, I was just like, I'm as tall as Optimus Prime. That makes me feel like the tallest person ever. But he was just really such a sweet, nice guy, and you can just tell that he appreciates everyone. He did see my bag while getting the autographs done, and he thought it was just so cool and so amazing, and that was just the best feeling in the world, to have the guy who popularized the character that I created my bag off of acknowledge that. But it was so cool, but it also felt so surreal at the same time. But we really enjoyed that. There were so many vendors down on the first level, because it was at the Knoxville Convention Center, which was built in the 80s for when Knoxville hosted the World's Fair in 83. And so there were 3 levels that we had access to and that the vendors were stationed at. And the bottom one was just so large. It was the first floor. And there were so many vendors packed in there that we got lost a couple times. But it was just really cool to see everyone. There was even a Batman cosplayer there who was just walking around, no expression, just slowly walking around, and I got a picture with him. I'll post that here as well. But it was really just it was really cool, but at the same time I was like, I don't even want to imagine the craziness of NYCC or San Diego Comic Con if this is what just Knoxville is like. Although at the same time, we both agree that it would be pretty cool to go to one of those. But yeah. But yeah, I believe that is all I have to say about the con itself. So let's talk a bit about my bag. My bag held up really good. It does not look like it has stretched too much, if at all, which my sister was really worried about. She was like, are you sure sticking all of that in there isn't going to stretch it and ruin it? I was like, no, it's going to be fine. Trust me. But I will say that one big thing I am going to change is I am going to bring the straps up a little bit more, because it was sitting a little bit low for me throughout the day. The straps got a little bit more stretched than the rest of it, I feel like. But I'm going to bring the straps up a little more to help it sit a bit higher up on my shoulders, and just attach them more securely that way. But we also got a couple of patches, and I'm going to sew an Autobot one on the shoulder so that it finally has an Autobot symbol. But I might take the bottom and fold that over a little bit and sew that back on there a little bit more. But they did hold up really well. The straps are what I was really concerned about, just having too much weight on them and them just falling off the bag. But I secured them a lot, so they were safe, because we were walking around there for 5 or 6 hours. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the button with a bigger one, because the flap kept coming loose and popping up. So I just want the button to be able to secure better, just because it looks a bit weird when the flap is just sitting like that, because you can't really see the face. But other than that, there aren't really any changes I'm going to make to the bag itself. But speaking of the bag, I did have several people compliment me on the bag and say it was pretty cool, other than Jesie and Mr. Cullen. But I feel like Cole didn't notice, but I noticed. I felt like a lot more people were complimenting me on the shirt I was wearing, because it was like the old Uncle Sam I Want You style poster, but with Optimus Prime that said "Join the Autobots today" on it. So people kept liking the shirt. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about for my Fanboy Expo Comic Con experience. I will be filming some more videos soon, so I will see you guys there. But until then, happy crocheting!